Corvid Communications cares deeply about the physical, mental, and emotional health of its employees. In these next 3 videos, we will be going over how to handle all 3 aspects of your health. We will begin by going over what it means to be physically healthy. To begin, we must understand the purpose of the body. The body is the vessel for your consciousness, and in order for your consciousness to be happy, your body must be healthy and clean. At Corvid Communications, we expect you to be neat and clean each day. Your coworkers should not be able to smell the rancid odors that come from your disgusting bodily functions, whether that be the unpleasant odors of the body's flawed temperature regulation system, or the even more offensive odors of the body's waste disposal system. Here are some of the basic hygiene steps that must be followed in order to keep operations running smoothly. Bathing. Brushing your teeth. Using deodorant. Moisturizing your skin. Washing your hands. Wiping when using the restroom. Failure to follow these basic hygiene guidelines will result in disciplinary action. If you are following these guidelines exactly, and yet you find people are still unwilling to be in close proximity to you, perhaps consider the problem might be something else, and consult with your management team.
Perhaps we can elucidate the matter.
The human body requires food on a regular basis in order to continue performing basic bodily functions, in addition to any movements we make each and every day. As such, Corvid Communications provides employees with a 30-minute lunch each day. It is legally required for you to clock out during this time, but you are not permitted to leave the premises during this 30-minute window. Refusal to clock out or attempting to leave company property during the lunch break will result in disciplinary action. In addition to your mandated break, Corvid Communications provides free lunch to all employees to ensure that they are getting the correct nutrients to meet their body's physical needs. Eating the company-provided lunch is required. Employees may not bring their own lunch in or any other outside food. The food outside the company is full of toxins and chemical ingredients that may be filling the body with unhealthy toxins such as unhealthy levels of sodium, cholesterol, glycerol, xanthan gum, preservatives, pyridoxine hydrochloride, glutamate, carbohydrates, fats,
dihydrogen monoxide.
Corvid Communications cannot monitor what you eat while you aren't here at work, but we feel it is in your best interests for us to control what you eat while you are here for your own good. In addition to the provided lunch, corporate has provided water stations all throughout our facilities in order to prevent lawsuits due to any negligence on our part. Bringing outside drinks is not permitted, and using our water stations is required by company mandate.
We're just looking out for you, friend.
The intricate biological structures in the human body will break down unless they are properly utilized. In addition to nutrition, exercise is important to keep your body operating at its maximum efficiency. In order to facilitate this, we have installed small fitness centers in all Corvid Communications corporate properties. Usage of these facilities once daily is mandatory corporate policy. Refusal to do so will result in the following: public shaming by coworkers and supervisors, passive-aggressive comments from your coworkers about how healthy they feel due to participating, passive-aggressive comments about your weight and/or figure. Offers to be your quote-unquote accountability buddy by coworkers. Weekly, invasive, mandatory health assessments. Continued noncompliance in spite of these measures will result in disciplinary action. Likewise, those who are in compliance with the fitness measures, who do not participate in the above shaming measures, will also be subject to disciplinary action. We expect all employees to take complete care of themselves, so they remain healthy as long as possible.
So they can continue to spend their lives as productively as possible. So they can continue to work for as long as possible.
The degree to which this section will relate to you largely relies upon what your specific responsibilities are. A good rule of thumb is that the more physically active your job is, the more useful you will find the following training. Those who are working on our factory floors are required to wear protective clothing, which can vary depending on what your specific job is on the assembly line. However, all production staff are required to wear the following while on the factory floor: hard hat, safety goggles, safety gloves, fluorescent vest, ear protection, steel-toed boots, gas mask, hazmat suit, and lead apron. In addition, your specific duties may require you to wear a back brace or knee pads. Failure to wear the preceding equipment will almost certainly lead to injury. However, we will not enforce our rules on clearly non-compliant employees until they have injured themselves. Corvid Communications is not liable for any injuries received due to non-compliance with safety equipment protocols, and they are not covered by our health insurance provider. What's more, employees who injure themselves on the job will be subject to disciplinary action, because potentially crippling or even lethal injury is not punishment enough. In many of our sites, you may be required to lift objects weighing 60 pounds or upwards. When lifting heavy loads, get as close as possible to the object you are trying to lift. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Bend at the hips and bend your knees as you reach toward the object. Do not allow your back to arch outward. Ensure that you have a solid grip on the object you are trying to lift. Push your feet up from the floor and stand tall, keeping your knees slightly bent. Using this method, you can avoid throwing out your back while carrying heavy objects, assuming you have the physical strength required to lift said objects. Sitting at your desk for long periods of time in a hunched posture can result in stiffness and pain in the neck, shoulders, and back. To avoid this, we highly recommend putting your computer monitor at eye level to encourage good posture, and by forcing you to sit in an upright posture that keeps pressure on the spine even. At this point, your keyboard should sit comfortably just beyond your wrists, allowing your fingers to comfortably access the entire keyboard, while your thumbs rest on the spacebar. Keeping good posture at your desk and taking occasional time away can save you from several decades of dull, chronic ache. However, spending too long away from your desk outside of designated breaks will result in disciplinary action. Thank you for listening to this presentation. Please enjoy the remainder of your day, and remember that we care about your health.